excited for this video. It has been a while since I have done a week in the life sort of video like this. And I'm especially excited because I feel like we are getting out of that sort of newborn bubble, especially with the warmer weather. It is 100% spring. Spring is here to stay, thankfully. I'm so grateful because our winter was long here in Canada and I feel like I was starting to get those winter blues and just feeling just really down. And so the sunshine, the fresh air that we've been having has been so wonderful. I've got Reed here. It's been so good, right? Has it been so good? We have been outside so much recently. It has just been so rejuvenating and I'm feeling all of the spring energy. I have some baking that I want to do. This is something that I just haven't done for the last few months with having a newborn. It's just been crazy. I've been kind of just doing the bare minimum as far as homemaking and housekeeping goes, but I'm excited to get back into baking. I really want to go thrifting, or I'm actually planning to go once Danny is up from his nap. I think we're gonna hit a couple thrift stores, at least one. We'll see how it goes. I'm getting excited to make lots of summer meals. I've been experimenting with different flavors and things like that in the kitchen. A few things around the house that I've been doing and want to continue doing, some little refreshing, some cleaning, some decluttering, and also planning for our garden. I will be planting here in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if I'll share the actual planting in this video, but I definitely want to sit down and plan things out, maybe get some seeds, maybe stop by like the garden center. Not really sure. We'll see how it all pans out, but I'm excited for you guys to join me. I was actually planning to go thrifting this morning, but we were outside at like 8 a.m. I was having my coffee out there. Danny was playing with his water table and he was just having the best time and it was just lovely to sit outside. So I just decided to sort of cancel my plans and just enjoy a slow morning together outside. But he should be getting up here soon. So once he's up, we will head out. My grocery order just came, so I think I'm gonna put away the groceries. Still napping before we head out to the thrift, and I would love to go through this box here that I have of his toys because I'm finding since we are outside so much, he really doesn't play inside much, and if he does, like, he just doesn't need all of the toys that are available to him right now. So I think I'm just gonna go through and find like pieces and put a bunch like in storage in the basement because yeah, he just doesn't need all of these toys. I was gonna mention too, I think in my like newborn, what I bought for baby number 2 video, I shared about this playmat that had not come yet, but I just have to say it has been so helpful. I love that it's really squishy and it's also wipeable. I'm all about things that you can just wipe messes off of, and this one has been really good. Before this we had like those pieces of the foam that fit together, but this is so much easier to clean under because I could just lift up the whole thing, vacuum, wash the floor underneath, and it's been awesome. Okay, this is all I'm gonna keep in here. I'm gonna put in those vehicles, and I also have this horse and little cowboy set, a tractor, and his fire truck. These things I'm gonna take downstairs. Oh, I will also leave this fun shape sorter because he's been doing some pretend things with that. And then these animal like matching card set, we got this in our Lovevery play kit, and they have been such a huge hit. I do have a code I will put down in the description box if you want to check out their play kits. So I'm gonna put them in here. This will be kind of our rainy day basket. All right, well, we made it to the thrift store. I have you guys propped up on the dash of our new to us minivan, which has a very cool story, which I will share later on in this video, but I have to figure out how to situate you guys up there, but we're at the thrift store. I wasn't sure if I was going to go to a bigger one that's a little farther away, but we're at the one that's close. It's smaller, but I have found some good stuff here. I have a couple things I'm looking for, nothing like super. Well, I would love to find some picture frames. We'll look at the clothes, see if I can find some spring shirts for like postpartum, but other than that I don't have a huge list. Kind of just gonna scope it out and see what we can find.
I just wanna go out on a walk with you, baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new, I just wanna go out on a walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our 2 arms. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time, I just wanna see your shadow next to mine.
Good morning. It's the next morning. We spent another morning outside. It is warming up. It's going to be a hot day, but it was nice to get outside a bit this morning. We've just been playing with some blocks. I'm about to put I made last night like an apple walnut cinnamon loaf that we both made the batter last night. I'm gonna put that in the oven. I've been doing that recently. I've been making the batter for baked goods one day and then baking it the next day because I find that it just breaks it up nicely. And I have a friend coming over in a couple of hours, so I figured I would pop that in the oven so that it's fresh when she comes. I just finished packing up this order. I'm just putting my hand here to cover their name, but this is going to France, which is so fun. Someone in France ordered the April birth flower print, which I also wanted to show you guys because you may or may not know that I do have offers going on. If you buy multiple birth flower prints, you can save. So I'll have the exact discounts listed up on the screen for you. But I wanted to just share a little bit of behind the scenes. So these are the actual finished prints. They're printed on really nice, high quality linen texture paper. I don't know if you can see too well. Maybe you can see better in the natural light, but it has this really pretty texture, which I love, and this border around the flower along with the month and the flower name. And I wanted to just share a little behind the scenes peek to the original paintings. So these are the original watercolors. And so what I do for all of the prints in my shop is I hand watercolor all of my paintings and then I scan them to make a digital file and then get them reprinted. So it's the exact same flower as you can see, but this way I can print them many times and sell them in my shop. So I'll have my shop linked down below if you're interested. These make such lovely gifts. I know a lot of people bought them for Mother's Day, but honestly, anytime for baby showers, for a birthday gift, even just a because gift. Yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out and I hope that you guys enjoy them too. Let's do a little thrift haul, shall we? I just mixed up some electrolytes. I am trying to replace, well, I'm not really trying. Every once in a while, I will not have an afternoon coffee and have my electrolytes instead, which has been very beneficial, but I still will have afternoon coffee. I might even still have one this afternoon. We'll see. But I'm really enjoying these ones. They're the Element brand and I've actually been wanting to try them for a while, but I was a little worried that I wouldn't like the taste. I'm kind of picky when it comes to the flavors of beverages, but I'm surprised that they actually taste really good. I think so far my favorite is the raspberry one. No, the orange one. Tastes very similar to an orange Gatorade. So I'll link them down below if you want to try them too. But I wanted to share what I got yesterday at the thrift store. Just a couple things. I do always check the picture frame section and I did find this one yesterday. It's quite large, but this is the IKEA one. It's the, what's it called? I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, but it was $5, which from IKEA, this is probably, it might be even like 30 bucks brand new. I'm not sure, but I really like the gold. I am trying to add a little bit more artwork to our living room right here. So I think this is gonna maybe go on this little half wall I'll show you. The only thing about this one is that the glass is a little scratched. I don't know if you can see, but it's quite scratched. But I actually love removing the glass from picture frames and just having the paper print like texture pop through. I like that it kind of removes the glare. I might keep the matte, but I've been looking at some different prints on Etsy for quite a few months now that I would love to put in our home. So I think that will work really well, and $5 for a picture frame that size is a steal. I most certainly do not need more mugs because we do have plenty, but I like having some fun ones. We have these ones that I thrifted a long time ago. It's a set of 4 white ones. They're not my favorite, and so I'm just looking for a few different options, and this pink one was too cute to pass up. I love the little texture in the pottery, and it was only $1.29. I mean, you can't beat that. I don't know where it's from actually. Oh, it's a David's Tea mug. Originally $8 from David's Tea. So it's super cute. I like the size of it. This would be really good for a cappuccino. And I'm also trying to add more color to things in our home because I do find that I have definitely been on the neutral train, and I feel like, I don't think that I'm a trendy person, but I think that, and then I realized that I'm following the trends, like the beige, how it's been beige for years, and then now everyone's all about color. But I think I was already kind of tired of the beige and thinking about color, and then it seemed like everyone else was. So I don't know, but I am liking adding some more color to pottery and decor around the house, which also this certainly qualifies as color. This blue pitcher, this was $4.79, and this caught my eye because it's blue, but I've been looking for something to go on our dresser in our bedroom. I'm not doing like a bedroom makeover, but I'm very much on a budget trying to just update our room a little bit. This vase I think will look pretty on our dresser beside the mirror. I just need to decide what kinds of florals to put in it. I'm thinking like just green, like eucalyptus, or maybe I can find like some faux baby's breath, some sort of white flowers. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, what you think would look good in this. I'm a little worried about the width of the top because it might be a little bit hard to style like stems in it, but we'll play around with it and see how it goes. And then the last thing that I got, I was so excited about. This is a little vase. I suppose it's like a flower vase. I love the speckles. It was $1.49. I always like to take off the tags to see. No, it doesn't say where this is from, but what I'm thinking, it's funny actually. I saw this in the thrift store and I thought, oh, I've been looking for a size vase like this, but I couldn't remember what I wanted it for. I just knew that I'd made a note in my head to look for this. And then when I got home, I remembered I want to store my paintbrushes here on my little art desk downstairs, because I think right now, I'm not sure what they're in right now, but I have like a mug with pens and I just don't really like the look of it. So I think this will be the perfect size for either paintbrushes or maybe a few art pens that I like to use. We'll see what I end up using it for, but that's what I got from the thrift store. It was really fun to go yesterday. It's something that I definitely would like to do more of. And every time I go, I just am reminded of the things that you can find thrifting. Like even this is not even like vintage. This is David's Tea mug at the thrift store. Super cool. I did want to also, while both boys are napping and I have some time, sit down and share our van story with you, because it was such a cool story how it all worked out and how the Lord really provided for us. We sold my car months ago. Before I got married, I had a little sedan. I loved it. It was great for me. I used it when I was single, when we were married, when I was teaching, and then when we had Danny, I still used it as my car because it was totally great to have one kid. And at times we were able to use my husband Silas, his work truck. If you don't know, he's a contractor. He has his business in flooring. And so he has a truck that he uses for business, which of course we can use for personal things too, but it is very much a work truck. There is always tools everywhere. The bed is always full of equipment and products and things. And so for us to only have one car just isn't really doable, because if that was our only car, it just wouldn't work, because he's always driving around different places. So for me, like, I would just never have a car. So it would be really difficult. So for us, having 2 cars is very necessary. And we knew that my car was fine for 1 kid, but for having 2, we really needed to have a bit more room for family trips, for going to visit family, for just having room for groceries and for the stroller with 2 kids. And so we started talking about selling my car and looking at getting something a bit bigger. And we were looking at a few like different SUVs, a couple of different sort of crossovers, trying to figure out what would be the best fit. And the cars that we were looking at that we thought would be good were just so astronomically expensive. And for us, we just really could not, like, we were just having a hard time spending that amount of money on a vehicle. We want it to be reliable, we want it to be safe, know where it was coming from, but it was crazy, like just how expensive vehicles are right now. So we were just waiting. We decided to go ahead and sell my car. We sold it for just a little bit less than what we were hoping for. It had been in like a couple little fender bender accidents, so we didn't quite get as much for it as what we were hoping, but we just went ahead and sold it, not knowing what we would do for a vehicle. And just how it all worked out, it was perfect, because if there was like any other time that we went down to one vehicle, it would have been so hard. But thankfully, how it all worked out in God's providence, our baby Reed was due in February. We sold my car weeks before he was born, during my husband's slow season when his work just isn't as busy because it's the middle of winter. And so we were able to use his truck exclusively for all of our driving needs during that time. And then with having a newborn, I wasn't really driving as much. So once his work started to pick up a little bit, it was still working out fine, but we still weren't sure what we were going to do for a car. And we really felt strongly that we didn't want to have payments on a vehicle. And so we just really weren't sure what we were gonna do, and we were just praying for wisdom and discernment and deciding where to put our money, what would be the best for our family. And then my father-in-law called my husband, and I don't even think he knew that we were looking for a vehicle, but he just mentioned we had a family member who was selling their minivan. And so it was like, oh, if they want to sell their minivan, we're looking for a bigger vehicle. We weren't planning to go the minivan route. We were looking for something a little bit smaller. But then we just figured, why not just jump the gun, and for a much better price than the vehicles we were looking at, buy this minivan, which our family member who was selling it had been the only driver. It was all fine and working in great condition and everything. And as if that wasn't enough, it is white, which just so happened to be the color that we were looking at that I really wanted to drive. Not that things like that matter. You can drive any color car. It can look like whatever. I'm much more a practical, well, maybe I'm like half and half of like practical and also how something looks or like is visually. But practically speaking too, it has leather seats, which is so helpful for wiping down with kids. It has the doors that open with a button. Just these extra things that when we were looking at cars, like the ones we were looking at to spend more money on would have been less helpful, if that makes sense, for our family. And then this opportunity came along for a much better price and situation financially, and has these extra things that are just practically so helpful. So we were like just kind of floored at how God just brought this opportunity along, because we didn't jump the gun and just buy what we wanted to get or the first thing we saw, or we even test drove some different cars. We just weren't feeling at peace about it. And I think that's something that I am learning in making decisions, in showing discernment, as if we are living in accordance with God's word, with scripture. I think there's this peace that just comes with making some decisions and some things that are changing, or you have to buy a new vehicle and you just don't feel right about spending this amount of money, praying about it and asking the Lord's wisdom, and He will provide. And He did for us, and it was very, very cool to just see something like that play out where we didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't want to spend all this money, and then He provided an option that was just, it was just a no-brainer. Like, yes, of course, this is literally a gift from the Lord to us, a blessing, a much better price, just so great for our family. So I wanted to just share that story because maybe you're going through a similar thing. Maybe you have a decision to make. I don't know what you're going through, but I hope that that encourages you, that we can pray and ask God for wisdom, and He will provide what we need when we need it. The next day. Today is Saturday, and we had a lovely rain this morning, so it has been a very, very cozy morning, and the boys are napping now. I'm just finishing up my coffee, and I thought I would sit down and do a little bit of garden planning. I went and grabbed my gardening journal that I started last year, and I want to look back and see exactly what I planted. I remember most things. Last year was my first year gardening, and so this year it's gonna look a little bit different. I'm going to, even though last year it was a very small garden, this year I'm planning to make it a little bit smaller, I think, just because of the season of having a newborn. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I definitely learned some things last year with it being my first time gardening. And this year I'm thinking I want to plant more flowers, definitely herbs. We'll do a couple veggies, but if I'm being honest, my vegetables didn't go too well last year. I think if I really want to take on vegetables, I'll need to figure out some way to keep the squirrels out of our garden beds. But I'm gonna go ahead and look through. There's also lots of information in this gardening book. Like, it's a journal, but it's also, it has all these journal pages, but it has, I'm trying to show you, like a lot of information as well. So I'm gonna read through some of the things that I highlighted last year, see if I can take a few notes to take into this year. But I'm planning to plant these things like either this coming week or next week. We're gonna be away like next weekend, which is the long weekend where most people in our area do their planting. So I'm thinking I kind of want to, okay, here's my problem. I would like to plant before then, but we'll also be away, so I won't be able to water the plants. I could ask somebody to, but my fear is if I wait until we get back, because so many people do their planting that weekend, a lot of things might be picked over when I go to get my starts. So maybe I will just get starts this week and keep them at home, keep them inside. I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. But for now, I'm just going to take a couple minutes and figure out what I want to put and where I want it to go. Okay, I think we have our plan. I have a lot of flowers I'm planning to plant. So my plan is in the raised garden bed, I will put zinnias, cosmos, marigolds, calendula, I don't know how to say that, and bachelor's buttons, which I looked up are very pretty. And then in the ground, I'm going to put sweet peas, larkspur, and sunflowers. So we'll see how it all comes together. I think I am going to go ahead and plant the flowers this coming week. So stay tuned because I'll probably share that in my next vlog. I still need to go through and plan what vegetables I'm going to plant, but I think I hear Danny is up from his nap. So I'm going to go get him and just enjoy the rest of our Saturday afternoon. Well, Silas offered to watch the boys for a couple hours this afternoon so I could go out and just do whatever. And I always feel like when this happens, I never know what to do. All the time I'm thinking, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta go there. And then I get the chance and I don't know what to do. So maybe I'll go thrifting. Maybe I'll go to the garden center, get flower seeds. There is a thrift store that I've never been to that a friend of mine recommended. So maybe we'll start there. I just popped into the craft store. I did find a couple of things there, but I'm not even going to share that in this video. I'll probably wait till the next video because I'll be using them some next week when I'll be probably filming a vlog. So I'm just going to share what I got at the thrift store. First of all, I got Danny this puddle jumper. This is brand new with tags and it was only $8. So that was an immediate yes. I also found for $2 these little flip-flops for him. And then the last thing that I grabbed was kind of fun. I'm going to start baby books for both of my boys. I didn't do one for Danny, and it's something I really want to do is scrapbook baby books for their first year at least. And so I got all of this scrapbook paper. There was just a big bin of it for 10 cents a page. I think I got like 20 different sheets and some of them are really cute. I got this one with like little rocket ships on it, so that was really fun. I tried to just pick out like blues and greens and boyish looking ones. So I'm about to head home here, but before I sign off for this vlog, I wanted to share this story that happened a few weeks ago, but I could not believe that this happened to me. I truly could not believe it. And even though it happened a while ago, I wasn't like filming at the time, but I thought I've got to share this because it was just hilarious, a little sad. Anyways, I was shopping. I went out shopping to buy some clothes postpartum. I think Reed was maybe 5 or 6 weeks old. And the lady at the store that I was in was helping me and whatnot. We'd been kind of talking for a little bit. And then all of a sudden she asked me like, are you expecting? And I was like, no, I just had my baby. And she looked at me and she got all kind of sympathetic. She was like, oh, well, don't worry, the pooch will go away. And I was floored. I was just like, what? First of all, isn't it universally known that you just don't ask a woman if she's pregnant, like, ever? And I was like, oh my goodness. And postpartum is just such a wild time of hormones and body changes and just all sorts of stuff going on. So at first I was a little offended, and then I just quickly realized, like, you know what? It makes sense that she would think that because I did just have a baby. And that's something that is just true. Like, you still look pregnant after having a baby. It's just how it is. It takes time. And thankfully I knew that this time around. I feel like this postpartum experience, I definitely knew much more what to expect, and just I feel like I'm in a better place with it all than I was the first time around, just not knowing what to expect and just crazy things happening. And this time around I'm just in a much better place and thinking about it much better, I think, than I did the first time around. But maybe that can be an encouragement to you if you were in a similar season postpartum. I just turned on my car, the radio came on. But like I was saying, I hope that can be an encouragement that if you are in a similar season, just remember that it does get better. You won't always feel like you just had a baby, and I'm starting to feel more of that, like just sort of getting, not out of that season, but it's been a few months now, just feeling more energy, more myself, and it's very refreshing. But it is all worth it. Even though that lady thought I was still pregnant, it's all worth it to have my baby. But I'm gonna end this video off here. I need to head home to my family, but thank you so much for watching. I I'm really excited for future videos, and I would really appreciate if you would like this video if you enjoyed it, but also comment. Leave a comment. I really appreciate, especially if you are subscribed and you are part of this community. I want to hear from you. I mean it. I want you to leave a comment. Let me know what kinds of videos you would like to see from me, especially while I'm still in this like newborn. We're kind of getting out of the newborn phase, sadly, but this season, if there's anything specific you would like, anything that would be specifically encouraging. I know that there's tons of mom content and mom videos out there, so I really do appreciate you spending a part of your day with me here on my channel. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Until then, I hope that you have a blessed day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.